Special night. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Frank Warren.
Yeah, no, but we're not doing booing. Every time Don King used to get in the ring, everyone would boo and Don would just wave, thinking it was fun. But let's not do that. Frank, I just mentioned, I don't know if you heard it, two guys, winning guys, coming from two stadium fights into another massive fight. If this was the summer, we would have been outdoors. It's never happened.
No, it hasn't. And also, they're coming off with two fantastic wins. They've got more than two fantastic wins. They've had a good winning run between them. And they're the top of their game. You think of the four best in their division, they're included in that too. And I think that the winner of this fight on Saturday will go on to become the #1. There's some great fights to be made, but this is mouth-watering. It's the best fights in the best at their best. It's not an old guy over the hill fighting a young kid on the block. These are at their best.
Let me ask you a question. People have said to me, Warrington was the one that wanted it, Frampton's the one that wanted it. Who wanted it? Who wanted it most, in your opinion? Who was it that was calling you up first and demanding that he fight the other guy?
I think the public wanted it, and the two fighters wanted it. There was no one flinched away from it. Yeah, do you want to put that together? Yeah, we'll do it. The only thing that we had to work on was getting it into a neutral venue. And it is a shame in some ways that it's going on this time of year, because it would have filled out any football stadium anywhere.
The fight that secured this for Josh Warrington back in May, Ellen Road, Kaiser Chiefs, 27,000 people, unbelievable balmy night. Now you were one of the people that firmly believed that Josh would beat Lee Selby that night, weren't you? You were convinced he would win.
I did, but we took it even further, because he was trying not to take the fight, Selby, and what we did, we got Josh into a final eliminator to force the issue. And I felt he would win the fight. I thought he had the beating of him in every department, and so that's how it turned out. He really won that fight well. He broke him down, and I think at the end of the day, broke his heart. And it's put him in the position he's in now.
And Carl had a couple of good nights, well that's an understatement, a couple of great nights in the greatest fight city in the world, Belfast, earlier this year. The Donaire Masterclass, because it was comfortable, Carl never got out of first gear, and then that fantastic night in the rain at Winter Park to set this up. Did the pair of them consider going in April or May next year, or did the two of them just want to get this on, get this out of the way?
Well, originally we tried to go on in November. That's when we were trying to do it, but there was all the nonsense going on whether Tyson Fury was going to fight in December.
Well, come to Tyson, don't worry, son.
Whether that fight was going to take place or not. And cut a long story short, that's why we're back at this date, because we lost the venues and so forth. But they wanted it. They wanted to get the fight on. We want to get on this side of the Christmas, New Year, and that's what we've done. And to set up big fights for the winner, and depending on the loser in the spring, or who knows, if it's a really great close fight, there may be a rematch there.
It's an amazing fight, and it's an amazing time for the fight. I mean, we could be leaving the ring after this fight less than 48 hours before Christmas Day. That's something, and you and I have been together 25 years. That's something we've never done. We've never pushed it that close. But it's been an amazing month. So I'm going to ask you now. I'm hopefully going to speak to Tyson Fury in a moment. Tell everybody, tell us where we are with the rematch with Wilder. Tell us where we are, Frank, after that December the 1st heroic, epic fight.
Well, Tyson, as you know, he's been in training solidly for a year now. He's had 3 fights in a year. He's lost nearly 9 stone in weight, got himself in some fantastic condition. So he's taking time out with his family. We've had a few discussions. He'll be there tomorrow night. He's working with BT there, and obviously he wants to see the fight that we all do. And then we'll get down to some negotiations. But Wilder said he wants the rematch. Tyson wants the rematch. I thought he got robbed. I thought he well won that fight.
I think everybody did.
Yeah, and that's where we're at. We want to make it happen. I found it strange, they're talking, the Hearns talking about Joshua wanting to fight Wilder, which to me is very strange. You would think that you would want to fight the guy who is the winner. The biggest fight out there, certainly in British boxing, maybe world boxing, is not so much the rematch, it's Tyson Fury against Anthony Joshua. But they don't even mention his name. And I think Tyson now has got ahead of the game as far as all these heavyweights are concerned. I think he's the #1.
#1 heavyweight in your opinion, #1 heavyweight in a lot of people's opinion, but more than that, what he certainly is, and we saw this when he boxed the Fairy, the guy at Manchester Arena back in the summer. Okay, it wasn't much of a fight, it was the first fight back in 3 years, but what we saw that night, we suddenly saw near enough a sold-out arena, all screaming and howling and applauding Tyson Fury. That was a massive shift towards what I think he's walking around with, that People's Champion crown, which he's taken from Ricky.
Well, I think he has, but you've got to remember, he's done great in boxing, but he's done well in life. To be in a position he was in, where he was suicidal, he was feeling, as low as you could get as a human being, to fight back and get himself to where he's gotten now is an achievement. And I think the British public, like that. They like to see a fighter. Everybody, when you're on the up, they like to sometimes see you down. He's a winner. He was a winner. He was the undisputed world champion before he had his problems, and he's come back and shown what he's made of. He's made it as a person. I think he's a different person, and I think he is without a doubt the People's Champion. He is the lineal world champion, and he is the People's Champion.
Let's get back to Warrington, let's get back to Frampton. You're sitting there at ringside, you work with both fighters, you've worked with both fighters for a while. How do you do that? So you're promoter, fan, friend of both. What do you do? So you just can sit there with nothing on your face, no look on your face, like you're playing poker?
It's very difficult, when you're but they're two lovely fellas to start with. They're the best you can work with. Super guys. You sit there, enjoy it. I'm a fan on the night, I'm going to be a fan. I'm going to sit there. And and whoever wins will win. The best man will win on the night, and that's where it is. And I'll remain friends with them, and I'll remain working with them. They both signed, just so you know, both of them have signed new long-term contracts. So whatever happens, win or lose it, draw, whatever it may be, we will continue working with them in the new year.
Win, lose or draw, no matter what it be, we'll continue working with them in the new year. Frank, thanks very much for your time. Frank Warren, everybody. We will try and speak to Tyson Fury a bit later on if he's here for his brother Tommy's weigh-in. Meanwhile, I'll hand you back to John Rawling and Mr. Thomas Triber. John Boy.
Sure.